Hey, what's going on YouTube? James from J Kramer Fitness, protein review guy. Today, we are doing an unbiased take on Onnit Whey Protein Isolate, grass-fed. Before getting into this review, I always like to share timestamps are listed down below. In all my protein reviews, we always look at how many scoops it takes to stimulate muscle growth. Is it amino spiked, clumping, taste? If you do like this type of content, please leave a like. And of course, subscribe, because I always do weekly protein powder reviews, and of course they're always self-sponsored and unbiased. So let's go ahead, get into this view, examining what does Onnit Whey Protein Isolate bring to the table when you purchase a container. Let's go ahead and outline this review. Today we are taking a close look at Onnit Whey Protein. We'll examine the product's quality, whether it's third-party tested, and if it's possibly amino spiked. We'll also explore the claim of the grass-fed claims shared by Onnit's website. There are claims that this protein powder is from Irish dairy farms and that it is truly grass-fed protein. It's not, based on my professional opinion and research. And then we'll go ahead and do a comparison to someone who's very similar, Legion Whey. All right, let's go ahead, let's get this review started. First up on the block, is it third-party tested? Onnit is known for its wide range of supplements, but there is a concern about its whey protein. Unlike some of its competitors, Onnit Whey Protein is not certified by independent third party like Labdoor or Informed Sport or Informed Protein. This lack of certification is significant in regards to the level of transparency shared by Onnit, and leaving huge question marks and red flags about what you are purchasing in each container. Now let's go ahead and examine if Onnit is amino spiked. Onnit Whey Protein Powder Isolate shows a leucine content of 14.3% per 100 grams, notably higher when we see competitors like Legion Whey, which sits at 10.5%. This raises a red flag. While this doesn't confirm amino spiking, it's a clear signal to proceed cautiously. I did get in contact with Onnit, see if they're willing to go ahead and share a BCAAs per serving or amino acid profile per serving. However, they were not willing to play ball. So we're gonna go ahead and compare Onnit to another truly grass-fed protein, Legion, and we're gonna go ahead and examine the claim, the grass-fed claim shared by Onnit. That email that I was sharing about previous section, the representative was more than nice enough to share information about truly grass-fed and AWA, which is Animal Welfare Awareness. Those two badges are intertwined. However, like when I wanted specific details, so specifically a certificate of analysis, Onnit was not willing to share that because I think the term was proprietary information. Big red flag. So this is the reason why we are comparing Onnit protein powder to Legion. If you've been following my reviews, I've been knocking out all the truly grass-fed protein powders. There's around a handful of them. I think I have one or two left, but I'm using Legion protein powder because of the fact that it is I wouldn't say it's the lowest quality truly grass-fed protein, but there are some very similar characteristics being offered, mainly the amino acid profile. But what was great about Legion is they were willing to share the BCAAs per content. And when I go ahead and flash the comparison between the two protein powders, you will see that there are some red flags. But if Onnit protein powder is truly grass-fed, there are quotes pulled from AWA sharing that Onnit Whey is from Irish dairy farmers that meet truly grass-fed and AWA standards. After reaching out to Onnit, they provided me with more information sharing that the powder is truly grass-fed. And if I were to go ahead and show you the container, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flash the truly grass-fed and AWA symbols and badges, seeing those symbols and badges represents that is an authentic product that is truly grass-fed. All the protein powders I have done, conducted an unbiased review, have shared the certificate of analysis. So requesting that certificate of analysis from Onnit, it's rather strange, and I firmly believe, based on my professional opinion and experience, that this protein powder is not truly grass-fed. When you look at the container here, there are no such badges saying that this protein powder is truly grass-fed, and that there are quotes that Onnit grass-fed protein is from grass-fed cows that are treated humanely. Sure, they are treated humanely, but the ultimate the ultimate badge is USDA organic. But if this protein is sourced internationally, then you can get that USDA organic badge. I have not seen any other protein powders that use an internationally sourced protein powder with the claims of grass-fed. However, there is that one, which was the Muscle Feast grass-fed protein powder. But let's go ahead and do a protein quality check and see how Legion and Onnit compare against each other. As you can see, Legion, you have Onnit on the left, Legion on the right. Leucine per 100 grams, 14.3 versus 10.5. The proteins per serving, calories, and then serving size are very similar. However, the big last caveat, because Legion is certified truly grass-fed and has done a third-party analysis through LabDoor, there is a huge concern about the estimated leucine percent per serving with Onnit. I firmly believe that this protein powder, based on my research and opinion, that Onnit is an amino spike protein. Research suggests that leucine for non-amino spike protein powder should have between 9 to 11%. However, this is a quote-unquote truly grass-fed protein powder for Onnit. So seeing a higher than a normal leucine content based on certifications and sourcings is expected. I use Legion because of the truly grass-fed and LabDoor testing. Finally, after examining Legion and Onnit, we see they are similar regarding nutritional value. However, regarding protein quality, Onnit is not being transparent about the full ingredient profile. I contacted Onnit regarding the BCA content information per serving. However, as I shared earlier in this review, proprietary information they don't want to share. Even trying to get a certificate analysis for claims of truly grass-fed from Irish dairy farms, that information is not available. All I was able to get was more information about truly grass-fed and AWA information. That is all they are willing to share. This adds more skepticism to Onnit's commitment to high quality and transparency. Let's go ahead and examine Amazon opinions and reviewers' thoughts on Onnit protein powder. Onnit Whey Protein has mixed feedback. Many users note a formula change that disappointed them. However, citing taste issues and a weaker overall product. It currently holds a 4.2 out of 5-star rating, but looking at closer reviews within the last 6 to 8, maybe even 12 months, they have been less than favorable. A lot of the most recent reviews have shared that there has been a formula change since 23. And since that formula change, a lot of users have shared that it is overly sweet compared to previous iterations of Onnit Whey. So if you're gonna go ahead and use Onnit protein powder as post-workout, which is originally as intended, I suggest that you mix 1 1/4 scoops with 8 ounces of high protein skim milk. Why is that? Well, if you've been following up to this point, I've shared, based on my professional opinion, Onnit protein powder is an amino spike protein. So that 13 grams of protein with 1.3 grams of leucine and 8 fluid ounces of high protein skim milk will help stimulate muscle growth. Research has always shared that 25 grams of protein, and I've always erred higher with a 3 grams of leucine threshold for muscle growth. I'm gonna put my stamp on it saying that you should avoid using this protein powder as a post-workout. By my standards, there's more enough evidence to suggest, based on the evidence that I've shared, in my opinion, that Onnit Whey Protein is amino spiked. I would use high protein skim milk as I shared. 1 scoop should be enough to stimulate muscle growth. So let's go ahead, read the instructions on how to make an Onnit protein powder shake. Here we go. Suggested use: mix 1 scoop with at least 8 ounces of water or your favorite beverage of choice. So as always, Daily Driver, Pure Choice Farm shaker cup. Let's go ahead, open up Onnit protein powder. The flavor I am doing is Mexican chocolate. I'm gonna tell you right now, not a fan of the flavor, but we'll get there when we get there. All right, I just got done running 4 miles. It's about 90 degrees outside. Well, so let's go ahead and use my post-workout suggestion of 1 1/4 scoops. So 1 scoop going in, 1/4 scoop. I'm gonna go half just because of the fact though, going in. You know, the one thing I do like though, if you ever had Mexican chocolate, which is a combination of chocolate and cinnamon, a little spice, you are you are nailed with the smell of that flavor. I think the smell profile does a fantastic job. So let's go ahead, close container, grab the cell, lock her up nice and tight, make sure the pour spout is closed, shake. Okay, so how does this thing mix? I'm looking at, there are clumps, little cake clumps there. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see what we're looking at underneath. Hey, pretty respectable in regards to how it mixes. I think this is one of the few home runs with Onnit protein powder. And let's go ahead and do the taste test for Onnit Mexican chocolate. Cheers. I think this profile may agree with you. However, my problem is it's not gritty. It just feels like it's a standard isolate with the afterthought of cinnamon. There's something else that's a little funky. I'm not saying like blue cheese funky, but I wouldn't say this is as bad as the Echo protein powder I reviewed, but I would firmly, and based on my personal taste profile and preference, I would suggest going with the alternative flavor that's being shared, I think, which is vanilla. I mean, I can finish one shake. Out of this container, I have drank 5 servings so far, and I'm not a fan of it. I think you kind of expect more for a protein powder that you paid $59.99. All the premium protein powders that I have reviewed, not a fan. Looking at the ingredient profile here, this is the first protein powder that with the claims of truly grass-fed with a enzyme blend. And if you've been reading my reviews for a long time, I firmly believe that protein powders that use an enzyme blend, the protein powder ends up being of low quality. This is the first protein that I've ever seen with the claims of truly grass-fed and AWA. Causes more skepticism about the quality that you're receiving with Onnit. I'm not a fan of it, and obviously I've been drinking this, and it's not bad, but you're left wanting more for $59.99. All right, here we go. Let's look at Onnit protein powder pros and cons. And we're almost nearing the end of this review. And as always, let's go ahead. Cons are coming up, then the pros. Big con here, no third-party certification. They have left information on their website. They have sharing statements of AWA and truly grass-fed. But when you do the deep dive analysis here, not truly grass-fed. This is another one thing too, and I think the reason why I'm not a fan of Onnit is because of the overly powering cinnamon taste. I'm in the camp with the Amazon reviewers, not a fan of this iteration or flavor profile. Of course, another big quality concern is the lack of transparency on ingredients. You know, I shared that based on my information, the estimated leucine count is almost a quarter of this protein powder is from leucine, which is extremely higher when compared to Legion protein powder. Protein per serving is 20 grams, so it's potential that this protein, intact protein, is anywhere between 12 to 15 grams of actually intact protein with 5 grams of some kind of added leucine. So that's a speculation, but based on my information and professional opinion, not a good look. Of course, higher costs with questionable benefits. I wouldn't recommend drinking or buying Onnit protein powder. And then of course, the big one is I handed out through this whole entire review, unverified grass-fed claims. This protein powder does not have the basic badge, truly grass-fed, which brings even more speculation and level of skepticism with the quality you're purchasing. Okay, so what does Onnit protein powder do right? Mixes well with water or milk. I don't know if you want to use this with milk. I initially did that with my first take on this, and it's okay. But if you need to get through it and you need to use it post-workout, high protein skim milk, 1 scoop. Let's go ahead and do a review roundup. Is Onnit protein powder any good? You're paying for claims of truly grass-fed, and that isn't truly grass-fed, and it's not a high-quality protein. While it offers a decent protein content and mixes well at face value, or in this case, label value, the lack of transparency, unverified grass-fed claims, and potential amino spiking are big-time concerns when making an informed decision or purchase with Onnit protein powder. If you're serious about quality, you might want to consider alternatives like Legion Whey, which I firmly believe is worth your purchase of money. That didn't make any sense, but let's go ahead and close it up here. is Onnit Whey Protein good? Boy, oh boy. After our thorough investigation on claims and examining the label and getting in contact with Onnit, there is some huge concerns about quality and transparency being advertised by Onnit, which brings in huge red flags about possibility of amino spiking due to the lack of third-party certification for its grass-fed claims, making it extremely difficult to trust. I guess I have trust issues with this protein powder. Given these concerns, it's crucial to approach this product with caution. It's not something I would buy again. If you're serious about quality protein, you may want to look somewhere else, especially at the $59.99 price point, because I have most definitely done reviews on protein powders at $59.99, excuse me. I most definitely reviewed majority of the $59.99 protein powders on the market. This one is a do not recommend, or buyer beware. All right, come to a close another protein powder review. What are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know if you are using Onnit Whey Protein Powder. Have you actually experienced any positives using Onnit? What are your thoughts? Just comment below, I don't care, whatever. If you're looking for a special request, leave a comment below, email me, message me, all my contact information is down below. Believe me, it is on, if you made a request, it is on the list, and we'll get to it. It's just balancing multiple hats here. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching. Make it a great day.